Not that I don't think this podcast is essential for everyone's existence. I absolutely do believe that. But I don't recommend Breaking Bones, but I would recommend somehow experiencing that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm recommending.
Hi, Audrey.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. It feels like it's been forever. We never talk between episodes, so it's really, it's been so long.
Yeah, there's no, and also like the time that we record this is also the time that, immediately following it gets posted, right? There's no editing or.
Oh, yeah, no. No collaboration. Yeah, it's just pure raw footage.
Yeah, nobody ever gives us final say or review or anything like that. What about you? You sound a little weird today.
Oh, do I? Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean my audio? I was like, wait, do I sound sick?
No.
I'm at home. I don't have our fancy podcast mics. I'm recovering from an injury. Which behind the scenes was the end point of season 1.
Yeah.
the emergency stop on season 1. So I'm at home a lot and I sit a lot and elevate and ice on my leg. And yeah, so I'm here with my little AirPods instead of the fancy podcast mics.
Yep.
Hopefully the audio is still bearable to
the listeners out there.
Yeah.
Yep. So you also had suggested that we reflect a little bit on the last season and maybe talk about some things you were thinking about for the next season.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is sort of our transition mini episode between seasons. So yeah, I think it's just what were some of your favorite things about doing the podcast, whether it was favorite episodes or just part of the process?
I know we talk about this so much, but one of my favorite things that we do at Configura, maybe my favorite thing we do, is experience. I love, getting a chance to see like all of our users and stuff in person. And I think the podcast has given me little tastes of what it is I like so much about experience, but, in different times of the year. So that is probably the thing I like the most about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my 2 favorite moments are going to be kind of funny. I honestly just really enjoyed our Stephen Dunn interview.
Mm-hmm.
I think that not only did it make up for a pretty good episode, but I think that I learned a little bit about him, even though I've talked to him plenty in my life. Mm-hmm. And that makes it sound like I don't want to talk to him again. I've talked to him often in my life, but I still learned some things. And then I also enjoyed just the chance to get a little bit of his insight and his wisdom and stuff and the things that he's done to get where he is. And I thought that was a really cool episode. And then one where, just hearing someone say the things that you kind of feel sometimes is kind of cool. So that was one of my favorite moments. My other favorite moment, and this was a kind of favorite in looking back, because at the time it was a mess, but when you broke yourself, there was a lot of panic because our typical editor had been on parental leave, and we had a new editor who was an outside consultant. And then you were gone.
He's been doing a great job, by the way.
Yep, he does an excellent job with these for sure. No shade on that guy. Excellent dude, but he was outside the company a bit. And then you were gone, and then I was like, so what do I do now? What comes next? So there was a little bit of a half panic moment in trying to figure out how we were going to move forward. Now, thankfully, the marketing department helped me out quite a bit in, figuring out next steps. But there was definitely some nervousness for a little bit there when I was like, I think this podcast works mostly because of me and Audrey's chemistry.
We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think anyone would want to listen to me.
I know I wouldn't.
Yeah. So in a way, I think it was the humility of seeing how much work I did on the podcast versus how much work the podcast is to make. And seeing how much your participation is helping push this along, and also just kind of generally taking a step back and being able to, kind of see that sort of thing and like, this is going to be kind of lame, but missing my friend a little bit more because every time it would come up, I'd be a little sad that you weren't around.
Yeah. Well, trust me, I was too.
But anyway, that was me. What about you?
Yeah. Well, just responding to that, it was a crazy time, obviously for different reasons for both of us, but it was like immediately nothing from work mattered anymore in my life, which was like, I wanted it to matter, but it just couldn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been going crazy. So that was definitely an interesting experience, I would say. Life lessons of like
what's important in life. Yeah.
What's the most important? Not that I don't think this podcast is essential for everyone's existence. I absolutely do believe that. But I don't recommend breaking bones, but I would recommend somehow experiencing that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm recommending. Anyways, it was a learning experience.
Well, I think it's like leaving a job, all that stress and all those things that drive you crazy. When you get a new job and you're in that like sort of lame duck period, it's one thing. And by that, I mean like those last couple weeks or whatever before you leave.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that's so odd is like, when you walk out the door on that last day, and it's just like none of that stuff before matters. Not a single one of those things do I care about. Am I worried about? Am I going to lose sleep over?
You're not carrying it with you.
Yeah.
That's a good metaphor. The only difference is mine was just immediate and involuntary.
And temporary, right? I mean,
yes, luckily. Yeah.
I mean, it was the same thing when I went on parental leave. It felt very much the same way. Like, wow, all that stuff I was worried about before doesn't matter because I'm not getting sleep and this little thing needs every minute of my attention, it feels like.
Yeah, for real. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm back now and I'm at a point where I can hobble around on my walker.
Yep.
So very excited. Just started PT this week. So hopefully I'll be back to the office regularly soon.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
But tell me, like, what did you enjoy about, the podcast so far in season 1 and all that?
Yeah, I feel like you had really good answers. And I think I would definitely agree with like just the collaboration outside of Configura and like connecting with users and partners and learning more about each of their lives, but also not just that I can learn about that, but we can share it with the rest of the community. That was really our goal, was like connecting the disparate parts of our ecosystem so we can all understand each other better, so that people developing can develop better and users can use better. That was a little bit weird way to say that, but but that their experience of the products can be better and just have just understanding where it comes from and maybe learning some little tips and stuff when possible. But I also had a lot of fun with you, like planning out what we wanted it to be.
That plan definitely worked out the way it was supposed to. 100%. Every inch of that plan ended up being a thing we did, right?
But that's the adventure, right?
Yeah.
But I think like setting a vision and making it happen, like the community theater director in me loves that, of like, let's have an idea, set a vision, and watch it come to life. So I think just that we made it happen is a plus.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes from like a piece of media is make the plan, follow the plan, have the plan go to crap, and throw away the plan. That's how all plans work.
Exactly. But I think starting with the plan is still a good.
Oh yeah, it's better than not. You usually end up close.
Yeah. That's funny.
You also wanted to talk about what's next. So like, what is next?
Yeah. So we are going to have a season 2. No. So we are in those stages of kind of figuring out what do we want our episodes to be like, about, and, who should we have on them.
There's a couple of things that we had talked about with like the marketing team and stuff. One of the possible changes is to not have a nerd alert every episode, but possibly have other segments that bisect it. Maybe something newsworthy, which is something that like I know some of our users have actually asked for, having like some sort of updates on like what we're working on or what's going on or that kind of thing from us. So that was one thing that was cropped up. the idea of this thing that I'm going to call it by its name, and hopefully no one's going to get upset with me. Extension mention that one of the people in marketing thought would be cool, where we go through a list of all the extensions that are out in CET land and have been released like in the last quarter or something. And just kind of like a rapid fire. Here's the things that they do. Like they sell these kinds of product and this is their name. Then on to the next kind of thing.
That just sounds like something out of Schoolhouse Rock.
Extension mention. I know. I gotta give credit to Diana, our marketing person, who's really good at naming things. She named this podcast at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's got it really good. And it's funny, like when she can't get a good name that she's happy with, boy, does she just keep going.
Oh,
she just keeps digging and digging, and then she'll stop for a while, and then she'll go back to it, and then she'll stop for a while. So but yeah, I think that's going to be like a big positive as well.
I feel like we had a lot of ideas. Not all of them were great.
Speaking of things that are great ideas but don't necessarily come to fruition, is there any way that our community can give us great ideas that may not necessarily come to fruition?
Or that might help things that were our bad ideas not come to fruition.
That's even better. So I like that much better. Please, for the love of God, don't do X would be a good thing to know.
That's good feedback. Yeah. So if people don't know, I'm a user experience researcher and I do a lot of surveys. And so, of course, as we're trying to put together season 2, figure out the future, what do people like? What should we not be doing? All of that. Of course, I was like, we need a survey. So we have a little survey and we'll put it in the doobly-doo.
Doobly-doo, yep, that's right.
Okay. And we'll also post it on social and anywhere we can. And yeah, it's just, why did you listen? Why did you continue listening? Lots of different questions to help us get an idea of what matters, what's working, what's not working. And there are some questions too that make me nervous. Maybe I should have show my hand to my fear. But there's questions about us as hosts, which I think is really important. And don't worry, we won't know who answers what, and we want to know if you hate us. So please be honest, or if there's things we can do to improve and stuff. But yeah, we are also, I'm excited because I'm always excited when we can do giveaways. We're doing a drawing. So if you complete the survey, we'll send you to another survey, which is just for anonymity. Yeah, so you can enter for a drawing for a $50 gift card to wherever you feel like.
Yeah, that sounds great. So please do take our survey. Please be honest. Let us know. You're not going to hurt our feelings. And specifically, if you don't believe me, somebody else is going to read it and let us know what the findings were. So no matter what you say, you won't hurt our feelings. If Configura is going to do a podcast, we want it to be the best thing that it can be. And Audrey and I both mean that from the bottom of our hearts. So
yes, absolutely.
So I guess one more time, and hopefully not for the last time. Good job, Audrey.
Good job, Adam.